Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Loche. I'm a certified emotion code practitioner. I am half of the Bros Show here every Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific. We do talk about the emotion code, deliver emotion code sessions so you can understand about what the emotion code might be able to help you with. And I'm here live with John. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Yes, my name is John Inverarity, certified emotion code and certified body code practitioner. I'm in Vancouver, Canada. And yeah, I've been doing this since 2012. So about, almost 8 years now, coming up on 8 years, and just absolutely love it every day, working with people all over the world. And this one's kind of unique, actually. I don't know if I've ever worked on anyone with this, but you have, and saw some success with your trainer there. So yeah, really excited to tap into this one. Yeah.
You know what? Before I even announce the title, John, I got a little list here.
Okay.
And what I'd like to know, if you're watching, just give yourself a point. Okay? If I'm going to make this list, just give yourself a point. Give yourself a point if you have more than 1 or 2 snow globes at your house. How about coffee mugs from all over the world? Every place you've been, do you have one of those? Or give yourself a point. How about a collection of keychains or a collection of little shot glasses? How about coins and stamps and freight magnets and clocks and watches and shoes and handbags? What is the common denominator there, John? They are all what?
They're all collections.
They're all compulsive collections. Now, I'm going to go back many years ago, but I remember there was a woman that lived in my neighborhood. She had a room dedicated to salt and pepper shakers.
Oh, wow.
Oh, she was proud of them. And then people would travel all, and they would bring her salt and pepper shakers. So yeah. She kind of attracted it, and then she got sucked into it. She couldn't even stop sending me salt and pepper shakers.
That's just who you are.
What's that?
It's just who you are now. You're the salt and pepper shaker lady.
So yesterday I did a quick little Facebook Live, and I got a huge list. And one guy said car parts. One guy said bicycles.
Yeah.
I like to watch the Canadian pickers and the American pickers. These are guys that go around to old garages and stuff, and they collect fenders. I mean, they get excited about fenders off of bicycles and old motorcycle seats, and no judgment, but if you're hunting that down and that's what you turned your life into, all of that to say, John, if you're a compulsive collector of something and you really want it to stop, we can do that today live for you using the emotion code. John, can you reach out to our friends and tell them what they need to do today to have us say #bye-bye, no more collections?
Absolutely, yes. So you got to be watching live on Facebook right now. And if you are new, let us know where you're from. We just love to know where the viewers are from. And if it's you have that compulsive collection, volunteer in the comments right now. Say, hey, I volunteer, pick me. And then give us a severity, maybe a little context, severity on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 would be, that example of salt and pepper shakers. You have a room dedicated for that, right? That's it. So just be watching live, volunteer, and the severity.
And you can help build our list. You can just shout out in the chat something that you find entertaining or funny or cutesy that, well, okay, not you, somebody might be collecting it. And we'll only work on you if you say, hey, here's mine, not just what John said, here's the severity, but go ahead and do a shout out. We're not going to delete it from you or anything. Just, well, you'll know who we're going to work on.
Yeah.
Okay, John, let's go to the room. Welcome some of our friends this morning. If you're watching live, today's kind of a fun show to share. It's easy to do that. John, who says what first, please?
Right, of course, Natasha Paula Samuels here says hello. Hey, Natasha. The PD Alexander's here says hi.
Okay.
And Harriet Tapia says, good morning, bros. Thank you for helping us. Sorry if I mispronounce anyone's names. Sylvia Bellini's here, says, hello from London. We've got weather for all tastes here. It changes every few minutes.
Yes. Well, it's not like you've never had Inverarity messed up before.
Yeah, getting back at everyone.
Hello.
Yeah.
Marsha Green, she says she can hardly wait for this topic. Let's see. Sylvie Bellini, my family would stage an intervention if I collected anything. And Maddie from North Dakota. Hey, again, we are here every Saturday, 9 o'clock, and we're always having fun topics. We're on episode number, I'm looking for the number, 135. Oh, that's
I think 6.
Yeah, you know what? It's up there. So we've got lots
so either.
I'm looking at old notes. You know what? That's last week's notes. So I don't know where today's notes went. But I do want to make a couple of announcements. Hey, if you're near Victoria, next Saturday in the afternoon, I'm doing a 3-hour law of attraction seminar, a half-hour motion code presentation. It's an afternoon of mastering the 3-step formula for law of attraction from my book, Law of Attraction. You can go to lawofattractionvictoria.com. Maybe somebody could put that in the chat. It's lawofattractionvictoria.com. And I'm so excited today after this class, the show rather, I am meeting my 6 people that are in my current new body program. There's 6 of them, and today is week 6. They haven't been in it for 6 weeks. Today's starting week 6. And I'm saying that because every week we take something new. I've written a protocol here for myself and for a lot of people that I've been helping every week. In total, there's 80 emotion code sessions. And I'm saying that because I have a group starting Monday night. These people will have over 80 emotion code sessions. And just because it's fun, I'm going to show you. So I've met them for 5 weeks and there's 6 of them. So I have helped delete off of the planet, because I want to hide their names. So I helped delete off of the planet all these food and drink items from 6 people over the telephone, 10 minutes of their time every week for 6 weeks. I fit 6 people in the room. I've got room for 2 people on Monday. Check it out right here. You can not change your body. You can not have a new body when you delete 18 food items, plus all the protocol, everything from your anxiety to your water intake, your resistance to exercise, and your resistance to having more vegetables, and lots more.
Wow.
I know, wow is right. I'm very excited about it.
Everyone could use a little more veggies. Yeah.
Okay, John, let's go back out in the room. Remind people what they need to do if we're looking, because we are looking. John and I want to do a demonstration today, show you a couple things that we can do this without physically being with you. That's why it's called distant healing. And there's some protocol that we're going to follow today. We'll review that, how we're able to connect with somebody once we find somebody. Okay.
Somebody volunteer in the comments. So if you're a compulsive collector, you've got and you want help with that, volunteer in the comments right now. So watching live. And if maybe it's not you, but you are watching live, just say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Well, we'd love to see where our viewers are at.
Okay. Hey, we got a couple quick updates, Don. So we'll keep our eye open for some friends to work on. Here is Paula Cresswell Mayers. She said, Michael worked on my desire for red wine 2 to 3 weeks ago. You know, I already scanned to the end of the sentence before I was proud to read it. Here's what she said. I haven't wanted any since that day.
Amazing. Yeah.
I haven't wanted any since that day wine. There's no resentment. There's no urges. There's no withdrawals. There's no triggers. There is just the absence of ever knowing about it. Mm-hmm. The absence of remembering that, oh my God, that used to drive me crazy. So it's not even part of the radar. You can be scanning. Thank you, Paula, for the update.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Paula. Thanks for the update. I think we have a volunteer here. Marsha Green. I volunteer.
Yay.
Severity 8, art supplies, things to paint, paperwork, research, articles, courses to learn. It's a lot of things.
It's a lot. Okay, Marsha, we're loving you to Reese's Pieces, but we want you to tell us one item.
Yep.
You know what? The other thing, John, that you and I experience a lot with our work, sometimes other problems get collapsed.
Yeah.
You know, or they dissipate because they were all the same root problem. So Marsha, give us one thing, and John's going to ask you more questions. Our friend Permelia Param on the island. Good morning, bros. Happy to be watching from sunny Parksville. Wouldn't it be nice to live in a place called Parksville?
I bet it's nice there.
I
Yeah.
bet it's nice. Listen, there's a place in Victoria. It's called Foul Bay. Really? Did a city plan, and it's spelled Foul. Did a city planner not come to see that? Foul Bay. Not as in the bird. Okay.
Yeah.
Maddie Rosano. I mean, I probably don't need any more pens, but they're handy to have. So I don't know if that's an invitation or not. I can't tell.
For a few more hellos here while we scan through comments. Will is here, so from Georgia. Carol Morris here, Calgary.
Hey, Willa. Carol, good morning.
Lauren Nelson Bowman. Hello, bros.
Okay. Yeah, again, if you're watching, you just peeked in and you think, what are they even looking for? We haven't really said that, John. Okay, look around your room. Scan. Oh, there you found it. That whole shelf of snow globes. Yes, we want to talk to you. Don't keep scanning. Oh, trophies when you were in high school. All 80 of them. Yes. We're not judging. We're helping. Okay.
High school trophies.
So today we're talking about compulsive collectors. And you know what? Someone said yesterday when we were having a conversation, well, what's the difference being compulsive and it being just a desire? I don't know. I'm not going to judge that. Money, time, energy. My trainer at the gym collected albums, rare albums, box sets of albums, and hundreds of dollars. And then he could, we live on an island. So when you want to go for a drive, you can only go up and down, really. So he'll go for a half-day drive and he'll stop in all the record stores and it consumes him.
Right.
And he takes them home and he hardly ever plays them. So, you know what? You can't complain around me too long because I'll zap it. And he knows that too. I said, okay, you know what? You don't get to complain about spending too much money on records and it consuming your life. If you want me to change that, I can. If you want to keep living it, then you can't complain it because it's a choice. He said, okay, go ahead. Cue.
The magnet.
18 months later, and he's not bought one record or anything, box set or anything.
Wow. Yeah. Box sets, collector items, not cheap.
Yeah, I know. Okay, John, I want to go back out to the room and see where, okay.
Yeah, we have Marcia Green says one item, and it's research articles, programs constantly signing up to receive courses.
Okay, good.
Sounds like 3.
I bet you they're all related. Researching, constantly signing up to receive courses, always wanting to learn.
It narrows it down for sure. We can work with that, or even books.
Are you going to work with her? With Marcia?
I'm not too sure. Programs constantly signing up to receive courses.
I'm not sure if that fit in the thing of compulsive collector.
Right. Maybe books. Buying books that can get.
Yeah, she wrote there even books. Why don't we work on Marcia with books? And I'm just going to read through here. We are looking for another volunteer.
Yeah.
Christina Brady's on the watching. She said, oh my God, funny you happen to be talking about hoarding. I just got it a bedroom from junk I've been collecting after leaving my mom's house full of anxiety because she has rooms full of junk and she can't throw out. Well, you know what, Christina, if you can get your mother's permission, we can buy junk. Hello, #garage sale. Christina,
Yeah.
I would love to hear a quick little story from you if you have one to share with us today about you know who and you know what. I think you do. Okay. Sylvia from Iowa is joining us. Okay, I'm going to work with Maddie, and she's talking about art supply. Well, you know what? I'm not sure she's asking me to. That's not clear. Okay, more clarity. She said, I've stopped going to the Hobby Lobby. That's funny. The Hobby Lobby, so I don't get art supplies or pick. No, she's not asking me. Yeah.
No.
You know, my favorite little vegetable place, you know, I live on the island too. So sometimes we just go for a drive just to go somewhere. And I live on the bottom of the whole highway. So I can only go one way. But my little favorite grocery store, when I said, what word did she use? The something lobby. My favorite grocery, my little vegetable stand was called Reggie's Veggies. And Reggie, it was real Reggie. Reggie was real.
Brilliant name.
Well, Reggie's Veggies.
I'd stop in.
Okay, I'm still scanning. I'm looking for someone that's collecting something. Maybe people are shy to say that. Or maybe no one's collecting anything.
Maybe. I got a good list though.
Oh, it's fun building the list.
Yeah.
Hey, if we helped you in the past and you got some great results on something, let us know, because it helps us remind us what we helped with. Our friend Josh Lafferty has joined us. Oh, Maddie's given, it's saying, And then Maddie's talking about.
I'll work with Marcia here for books because that's one item, simple.
Okay.
So like the articles, courses, programs. That, to me, the way I read it, it's three things. So I'm just not clear on that. So I'll just go with books.
Yeah.
Right?
Because each item could have, hey, you know, I want to give you a quick little update on, and I'm telling you this story because it relates to that story. And each of those items could have different trapped emotions to them. So it's like 3 sessions instead of 1. But, you know, I've been a nail biter and a picker for a really long time. And I'm up to like day 30 or day 28. It's been almost a month. And I used to do emotion code on all my fingernails. And that was the wording. You know, do I have any trapped emotions that are causing me to pull my fingernails or rip them or whatever I do to them? And it would always say yes, and I'd delete them. And then a minute later, I'm still picking. And then 29 days ago, I asked myself this question. I thought, do I have any trapped emotions in just this finger? And my subconscious mind said, oh yeah, you do. And then I went to the next one. I said, so I had to do finger by finger by finger. So saying that these 3 items could have their own, all their triggers. Same with food. When people say, oh, help me delete sugar. Well, if you're eating sugar by the teaspoon, I can stop that. But what, you know, is it in a cookie? Because the emotions tracked for cookies is different than cakes.
And ice cream.
Ice creams and different, you know, they're all come from different events and different experiences.
Specific. Like to be specific. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start my session, and I'll start, and then I'll narrate mine, and then we'll switch over, and you can work on yours. So
yeah. So what are we doing here? We're doing.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's remind everybody what we're talking about today. We're both certified emotion code practitioners, and what that means is we practice the emotion code, and we become your practitioner. We can do it for you. And doing it means that we can ask your subconscious mind questions about what's causing this behavior. You know, what's causing me to want to collect it and buy it and have it and never sell it and hunt for it or whatever the scenario. What's causing me to want to have more and more art supplies and more? What's causing that? Now, wouldn't it be nice if the subconscious mind could type a letter and say, here's all the reasons why? Well, it doesn't work that way, but your subconscious mind does have the answer. And John and I know how to ask the questions, because the answer always is, it's because of these.
What are those? Yeah,
it's because of these. Okay, we narrowed down all the possibilities why you're having this problem with your head and making decisions and whatever it might be. Look, and there's 60 of them. Out of the whole thing and the whole planet, we can narrow it down to 60 problems, 60 reasons. This is called the emotion code. John, tell our friends what each of these emotions, what they are, what they look like, and so on.
Right. So it's a trapped emotion. So it's an unprocessed emotion from a past negative event. Can be the size of your fist, maybe a little bit smaller, larger, and they're stuck in your body. And they influence you in multiple ways physically and create aches and pains and stiffness and soreness and prevent organs and glands from functioning properly and create these, mental health concerns or these, compulsions or addictions, cravings, whatever it may be. So it influences your thoughts, and then you have less control over, your life, basically. And so we find these little trapped emotions, and by talking to the subconscious and clearing them out, we use a magnet. So we muscle test to find them. And then we use a magnet over the governing meridian. So that whole energy system, acupuncture meridian, magnet amplifies our intention to release it. And so they're no longer trapped. They're gone.
Yeah, now you understand.
That's it.
Sometimes when I go to the light switch and I don't understand how it can dim the light bulb that's over there, sometimes I just use the dimmer switch anyway, and I don't try to figure it out. But what we're going to do today, we would like to be able to demonstrate our skills. So we're each going to deliver an emotion code session. I'm going to work with Maddie, who is just buying lots of art supplies. It's like she can never get enough, or compulsive. So that's what she's calling them. So first thing I'm going to do now, John, one thing that makes us work, be able to connect with people, it's like dialing into somebody's Wi-Fi. We need water because
it keeps us hydrated, and it just helps with the conductivity of all the muscle testing, the electrical system. So we drink a lot of water as a practitioner. Yeah.
So I'm going to be using muscle testing, and it's an agreement that I have with my brain that says lock my fingers when the answer is yes, let it go when it's a no. So I'm going to keep butting up against those fingers, and as soon as they lock up, I'm going to scan this chart. I have one in front of me. I'm also going to ask questions. So here's my first question to me. So am I hydrated enough? Yep. Do I need more water? No. Okay, so that's my first rule. I'm hydrated. So now I'm talking to Maddie. I don't need to know much about her except that she's given me permission via saying yes, and the implication that she wants me to work with her. So she's giving me access to her cartoon Wi-Fi that gets me to her subconscious mind that knows everything. So I'm just muscle testing and doing my ritual here to connect. There we go. Am I Michael? No. Am I John? Am I Maddie? Yes. So you know what? So now I'm going to use her voice, not sound like her, but speak on her behalf. Before today's session, what was the severity of my compulsive purchasing and have to have it in art supplies, anything art supplies, looking and shopping and having and wanting the best and wanting the next, and just that whole collection of art supplies, every possible thing, compulsively collective it. Do I do that? Yes. On a scale of 1 to 10, is it a 1, 2, 3? These are no's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the severity of this art supply compulsive collection habit that I have is a 10. Is it 100% emotion related? Yes. Is it 99% related? No. So that's pretty pleasing, right, John? When we know it's 100% emotions, boy, we narrowed it down to these. Okay, so it's 100% emotion related. Now, you don't have to do this if you're doing emotion code, but I kind of like to know, what am I working with here? Is it a big job or a quickie? Is it under 5 emotions? Oh, it is. Is it under 4? It is. Is it under 3, 2? Is it under 1? No. Is it over 1? No. Hashtag Captain Obvious. It's 1. 1 emotion. I'm not creating it. I'm not making it up. I'm not pretending. I'm not getting a gut feeling. I don't have a little whisper in my ear. My subconscious mind is connecting with Maddie's subconscious mind that knows everything, and it knows the reason why this art supply is caused by 1 emotion. Now, is it even my emotion? No, it's not even mine. Is it my mom's? No. Is it my dad's? Did I just absorb it? I did. So I was in the room when somebody had this emotion, and that emotion, like a big cloak or blanket, took over me and created this. Okay, I found it. It's a funny one. So this is and it's not on the emotion code chart, by the way, but it is the emotion that's responsible for this behavior. So let's just recap. So I'm talking to Maddie. She has an art supply addiction. I'm connecting with her right now. Her subconscious mind, the severity of this addiction and habit and compulsive collection and the custom, everything they do, just the obsession with it all is a 10. It's caused by one emotion that I absorb. You know what? It's not asking, but let's just find out when. You know, how old was I? Was I over 10? Yes. Was I over 20? No. Was I 10, 11, 12? I was 12 years old. So you could have been in the art room at that time. I was 12 years old and I absorbed somebody's trauma of fanatic.
Ooh.
So and John, we don't have a definition for fanatic, but what's your interpretation of the word fanatic? So the absorbed trauma of fanatic.
Yeah, so it's kind of a variation of, or combination of a few different things, but yeah, fanatic, upset, kind of like obsessed, but more severe.
Word, because it means, yeah. And again, we don't have an official definition, so I'm just going to check my work here. Before today's session, remember, am I Michael? No, I'm Maddie. Before today's session, what was the severity of the compulsion collection to buy art supplies, anything art supplies, the flyers, the sales, buy one, get one, have it, buy it, look for it, always look for the sale bin, want to take something home. That was a 10. Now it's a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Do I have any interest in purchasing any more supplies? Any art supplies that I don't need, any papers, any new gizmos, gadgets, anything I don't have? Am I going to obsessively go through the art supply stores and catalog, keep looking and looking and looking and looking? Am I done? Yes. There you go, Maddie.
Just one.
Okay,
nice.
I'm just going to disconnect from Maddie now.
Great. So last week we worked on people that are late to the party, late to the appointment, always running late.
Be here yet, do you? Oh, yes, we do expect them to be here.
Welcome.
Do you have an update?
Yeah, Samantha Clifton is who I worked on. Says, hello, I didn't have any appointments or events to attend, so I don't know about the lateness as of yet. She's still kind of late, so maybe there's something else there. But something weird has happened, completely unrelated. So I've been obsessed with Coca-Cola since I was very young, and since last Saturday, it tastes like I'm drinking Diet Coke, and I hate it. 3 different ones might or might not be unrelated. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, well, sometimes, remember we used the word collapsed earlier?
Yeah.
Maybe the same emotion that created whatever it was that you were helping her with.
Lateness, running late, right?
Yeah, maybe they're running late. Maybe she was running late and drinking the Coke at the same time. I don't know. My cartoon head, that's what happens. Running late, got a Coke in my hand, but something happens and now that gets locked in.
Maybe, who knows? Speaking of late, Margaret, late from Ireland. Hey. So I'll work with Marcia on books. So that's a specific item that she said she collects books. She also said like she signs up for courses in that, research articles. I like books because it's an item. It's not kind of like you're not signing up for a course, right? So it's, even though that is, a compulsion and like a habit that you want to break, and it might be connected, it might not, but I'm just going to go with books because it's clear to me, right? So Marcia, yeah, I don't know if I got a number from you, Marcia, like a severity. Oh, you got an 8 on all that other ones. I'll just assume it's also an 8 and just go from there. Did you find someone else?
John, I'm way ahead of you.
You were with Maria? Marcia. Tune in, Marcia. Tune in, connect up. So I'm going to connect up and muscle testing with my fingers here. There's a proxy, good connection. And so we want to know the severity of this collecting books. I got a 6 out of 10 for collecting books. All right. So is there a trapped emotion creating this want, need, desire, must collect books, read books? I'll even throw in a sign up for courses too, just while we're here, while the fingers are warm, right? All right. So is there trapped emotion? What percent of this, collecting books is created by, caused by, or associated with trapped emotions? Is it 100%? Hey, that's good news. Okay, is there trapped emotion we can identify and clear? A or B? Yeah, A odd. I'd say 5.
Caused by these.
Yeah, so it's fear. Good old-fashioned fear. Do we need to know more about this? No. Good. Got a magnet here. Let's clear the fear. Couple swipes over the governing meridian there, and that's cleared. Yeah. All right. Severity 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Another trapped emotion we can identify and clear. Yeah. Contributing to this habit of buying books, collecting books. Yeah. Column A. Column B. So I'm testing through the chart here. It's an A. 6.
So this is what an appointment would look like. You could either be on the telephone or side-by-side video with John or I. We don't need to know a lot about the story or what happened. We just need to know, what, I got this habit, I've got this pain, and you kind of sit back and listen. And then John does all the work, scanning the chart, finding the emotion, clearing it, checking in with you.
Yeah. So that last one was lust. So strong passion, desire.
Lover of collecting things, or
Yeah.
love having this or that.
Yeah. Another trapped emotion, identifying clear as a priority here, Marsha. Yeah. 6, pride, shame, shock, unworthy, worthless. Worthless. They're worthless now. Good. It's cleared. Yeah. Good. Another trapped emotion. No. Severity. This want, need, desire, must collect these books. 0. So I had 3 emotions. We had worthless, lust, and fear.
Okay.
All right.
And sometimes they don't make any sense, and sometimes it's like you can kind of see the relationship.
Yeah.
Well, Christina Brady's mom, she raised her hand too. She collected old junk like plastic cups and empty food containers, sewing scraps, pieces of cloth. Hashtag bye-bye pieces of cloth and empty food containers. So I cleared, and she had one trapped emotion very similar that was causing that behavior. So now the fun part is reading the update next week, right? So Christina, Maddie, and the woman you worked with, who was that?
Marsha E. Green.
Marsha, yeah. So we know that you'll come back next week or give us an update on how we did helping you out today.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, that seems like it was great success there. We explained what we're doing. We've got a couple of volunteers.
Yeah.
Told some great success stories that we've seen. Give a shout out to Dr. Brad in his book, The Emotion Code.
Have some ideas for next week. What's some future topics we're working on?
Mental health, physical health. We've covered a lot. Patterns. We've done pets. We've done kids. Yeah. Athletes. Worked on some athletes lately to sort of get over that, that anxiety, performance anxiety. And we love clearing food items too, including alcohol, right? Wine, beer, vodka, rum. Imagine the freedom.
Yeah, I reached out to my database a month ago, and I think that's where that client was updating. And 12 people stepped forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a study, right? So
yeah,
you know what? You don't need to connect. Just email me back and say, do wine. So I'd get an email from a client, and they would say, hey, yeah, here's my wine, red wine. My severity is a 10 or an 8, and I would delete it, and I'd say, you know what? 5 days, send me a note back, and now I'm getting feedback. People said just like what she said. So
right, yeah.
I didn't have to study very many to see a pattern. But the big change is because I've had other friends that have tried to stop drinking wine and stuff, and they get irritable and angry and resentful, and they're always feeling like they're being held back. But when the emotion code's done, like I don't know how, but I think all of those feelings leave with it. So it's like, yeah, I'm not really interested in wine. As I said before, it would be like, oh, it's really hard. Willpower, you know,
Right. Yeah.
until
So,
Big Bertha comes out, there's no willpower. It's gonna stop us from having or drinking or eating something that's in front of us or being tempted.
right. Yeah. So it's essentially it's just having more control over your food choices without having that kind of like that background kind of like devil on your shoulder.
Yeah. And the other interesting thing, the people that I'm working with right now, 18 food items, that's a lot. Like they're running out of food items. And so now I'm adding food.
All
At
right.
first we were deleting food and now I'm adding food.
Adding kale, carrots, avocado.
We're not, as you know, we're not really adding it. We're just removing the resistance to enjoy it and like it. I'm even getting people to like the taste of water that hate, well, you can't, it's impossible. I shouldn't say it's not easy to just like the taste of water and stay hydrated. Like that's resistance, right? Hashtag bring up Big Bertha. Delete the reason why you don't like the taste of water. Oh, I'm waiting to hear from a woman that I worked with 2 days ago that didn't like to stay in her house because she could smell the chemical from the carpet. And
Yeah.
it was emotion related, the smell. So I haven't heard back from her about whether she smelled it when she got home. She probably forgot that that's what happens, right? The absence of the problem is hard to remember it or be triggered by it.
Very true. Yeah. When I, follow up with clients, they, go back and be like, okay, so how's your right knee? And they're like, oh, huh. Forgot I had pain there for 10 years. Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, listen, I'm not scared to tell my clients, throw me a bone already, okay? You've had a sore hip for 10 years and you forgot that I have that.
It's common, right? It's very, very common.
It is common.
That's why, yeah.
I'll get an update. And I had one fun with client. She opened up and said, I don't know, there's not much change. And her letter was this long of all the things that changed. I wrote back and I said, did you mean there was lots of change or not much change? She said, you know what, I should have deleted the first sentence because she goes, once I started to look at our list, she goes, there was lots of change, but so anyway, I called her. Oh, really? You might want to reread your list. Okay, John, I'm getting ready for my 10 o'clock. I'm meeting with 6 people. This is their 6th week on my new body program. The next one starts Monday. I have worked with 6 people over 6 Monday nights. It's between 6 and 7 p.m. I only need you to be with me for 10 minutes. You can leave the call or stay and watch the process. It's fun to watch and hear and learn. I've got room for 2 more people out of 6. And you can go to michaelloche.com/new body and let me change your life with over 80 emotion code sessions. John, first time watchers never had an emotion code session or don't even know how to book, tell them the experience if they go to your website, like how do I get to connect with you, for example, if somebody wants to book an appointment, tell them what happens.
Yeah, with me, my website's is aliveandpure.com. So it's written right below me there. I'll put the link in the comments as well. We have online scheduling. So you can go in and click on the session. So I offer single sessions and packages of 3 and 6. I recommend the package because things come off in layers, and then you clear one thing, you can next session you move on to the next or clean it up a little bit, and so click on that. And then you hit your time zone, and then availability will pop up a bunch of times that match in your time zone, so you don't have to go back and forth and be like, oh yeah, no, I'm Eastern time, or I'm in Zurich. Does this time work? Does 9 p.m. in Zurich work for you? I'm in Vancouver, so we don't do that. You just click it. It links up to PayPal, and next thing you know, we can have a session, right? So we can do it over the phone or video like this, like Zoom. I use Zoom and love it. It's super easy to use. That's it.
If you have any questions about other things that John and I do, other than snow globes and shot glasses and bingo chips collection, we both have menus or planners that list all the things that we've had success with using the emotion code. michaelloche.com or and John aliveandpure.com, or ask us in the chat. We monitor that and tag us, and we'll make sure we get your questions. Thanks for hanging out with us today. If you shared the show, thank you for participating. if you participated. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
John, before next week, we're going to cook up a new subject. Well, you know what's coming up? Is it too early for Easter candy elimination? Yeah, I think it's too early.
Bit too early. Yeah, that's at least a month and a half away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in the stores yet. Then again,
I have.
I haven't been in a store, but I'm sure there's a whole
They're,
aisle.
they're there. There's bunnies everywhere.
Yeah, I haven't been out then.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, John, thanks for the day. We'll see you later.
Have a great week, everyone. See you next Saturday.